is calmed down a little bit, which would tell me there's probably an updraft right there. And based on what I'm seeing on reflectivity, I would say that was probably the case. What I'm talking about is the old tornado is right here. You kind of make out this orange that swirls like that. This is where that circulation is. We still could be seeing some wind damage, and there could be something on the ground here that's rain wrapped. But what I'm worried about is on the south side of Poplar Bluff. And Kathy, if you could text Robbie, and let me give you some instructions to tell him. I'm talking about, I don't know why that road's not popping up. If 53 that comes out of Poplar Bluff is, I think it's the business route, that 67 business. I'm not 100% sure. It's 67. It's not the Highway 67. It's the actual 67 that goes into downtown. Near the intersection of 67 and 53, I think we have a new circulation that is trying to develop there. There is a new updraft right there, and this is a cyclical supercell, and this is where it would try to develop based on where the air is flowing into the storm, and that's the warmer part of the storm. So, again, what I'm concerned with is you kind of see a new hook that's trying to form right here. So if someone was located right here, they could be looking into that updraft base to let us know what's happening, because I think we may be getting in a new...
Robbie's listening to you right now.
Okay,
so
good.
feel free to talk directly to him if you like.
All right, so Robbie's listening too. Okay,
Still nothing touching the ground per his spotters.
Good. Let's hope that stays the case, because this is moving right over the city right now. So the first circulation that caused the first tornado warning is still the circulation while we have the tornado warning. It is located right here. You see that void. This is in northeastern Butler County. It is north of Highway 60. This is what I'm concerned with. It looks like we have a new hook forming, and there's definitely a new updraft, because you can see it growing on the Poplar Bluff, right? Do we have any, what's the hail marker on it, Cassie?
The hail marker is 1.25, so close to a little over a quarter.
Yeah, between a quarter and a $50. Just a little while ago, it was about golf ball. At least it was showing that, which made me a little curious. But you kind of see how now we've got a new formation where it's wrapping around, right where I was saying we're going to be seeing the possibility of this occlusion taking place and a new circulation trying to develop. The old circulation, again, that has the tornado warning is in northeastern Butler County. You can see it right there. It's crossing Highway T. That's north and east of Poplar Bluff. It's very, very noisy. So what I'm going to do, I want to check out this new updraft, and I'm going to have to do it from Memphis. So I'm going to have to automatically change things here. And we're on reflectivity.
I'm looking at Memphis now, Grant, and it's still pretty noisy right in between that layer. But the only thing that I can really make out is that north of Poplar Bluff, where they're talking about that funnel still being located. But
gotcha.
I am watching just south there.
You see Memphis too? I just want to kind of see what the velocity looks like from Memphis of that. So here's what I'm talking about. So wow. Well, even coming from Paducah, there's definitely a new circulation forming right where I was talking about, the intersection of 67 and 53. We've got a new circulation developing. Here's the old circulation, and I think that's Highway T. No, Highway T's right here. It's just to the west of Highway T, but it's headed there. There's that old circulation that went through. It's occluding, and we've got a new circulation forming right over Highway 53, near the intersection now of Highway 142 and 53 on the south side of Poplar Bluff. A new circulation. I can see it right there from Paducah. It's not anything terribly strong right now, but it's something to watch. Now, let's see, we're still from the Paducah site, I think. Let me try to get this to switch over to the Memphis site. There it goes. And, yep, Memphis has got it as well. It's much higher in the atmosphere, but there's winds going towards the radar, rapidly away. So we've got a new circulation that is forming on the south side of Poplar Bluff right now as we speak. So tornado warning out for the Poplar Bluff area. Our first circulation that caused that tornado warning has moved up to the north a bit, and now we've got a new circulation that is developing right here. You kind of see the blue going. I've got true velocity, so both images are going towards the radar, but this is going towards the radar much slower than this. which tells me it's actually moving away from the radar in perspective of the storm movement. So we've got rotation right there. So let's back things out and get everything caught up to date. Again, we're talking about Poplar Bluff. It looks like a cyclical supercell's riding right along that warm front. And I want to see the overall movement to see if it actually has turned to the right a little bit. And it's still kind of going on that northeast trajectory. If it starts turning a little more to the right, that'd be a bigger concern. We've got a severe thunderstorm that's going to be moving into Carter and Ripley counties here shortly. No warning there yet, but I want to give you your first alert. You're going to have some very heavy rain, some hail, and some high winds. But the tornado threat with this is fairly low right now. And the tornado threat is fairly low from Reynolds County up towards Madison County and Perry County in Missouri. Also Perry County, Illinois, Jefferson County, Illinois. I don't think the warm front's going to make it that far north. Now, we do have flash flood warnings out for western Kentucky. No more heavy rain there right now, but much more heavy rain coming there tonight. And since I have this on the big map, I want to pan down and just see if we have any new development in that corridor that I'm concerned with. And thankfully we don't. Right here is what I'm concerned with. But, you know, we've got a lot that's headed towards Little Rock, and this is going to be moving into our area much later tonight. So right now, tornado warning out for Butler County, and that is for a radar indicated tornado, but it is in a very favorable position area to produce a tornado. The wind fields are very favorable. The energy level is very favorable, and this area is in that tornado watch as well. And a matter of fact, this is where we have that threat level 4 out of 5 for tornadoes based on the way the atmosphere is set up. So I'm going to pan things up to north so I can get to where that new circulation is. And again, it is still there. We've got this, you can easily make out this hook shape right over Poplar Bluff. So it's like we've got this storm that continues to wrap around Poplar Bluff, and the first circulation is in this purple area. And all right, here it is right here now. This is a brand new update. So it would be north and east of Poplar Bluff now, just right near the airport is where we would be seeing this possible tornado if we've got another one forming. Anything being discussed in the chat from the Weather Service yet about it?
Not yet, no. Just that there were some sightings of funnels, but we haven't heard anything touching the ground in quite a few minutes.
Well, good. And I'm hoping this is still just right on that cool side. So what happens is you need the air to be rising from the ground into the storm to get the tornado down to the ground. If the air is rising just off the ground, which happens on the north side of a warm front, then you can't get it down to the ground. So hopefully that's what this storm is located. The warm front kind of was right about here. So I'm really starting to think now that it is going to kind of ride north of the front. I think it was spinning up because it was on that warm front. And that's what happened with the storm in Arkansas earlier when it crossed the warm front. So that new circulation we were looking at looks a lot weaker now from Paducah. And there's the original circulation. It looks a lot weaker as well. So again, we're tracking a possible tornado in northeastern Butler County. It is now moving north and east of Poplar Bluff. If you live southwest of Poplar Bluff, this storm is now out of your area, and there's no concern for the tornado right now with this storm. There's other storms that we will be watching later on tonight. We, again, have severe storms out to the west that are going to be moving in here shortly, and we have numerous flash flood warnings out because of very heavy rainfall, not only today, but over the past few days. Is there a hail marker? I'm looking at Madison County in Missouri, Fredericktown area, just south of Fredericktown.
Yes, it is roughly nickel to quarter. Okay, so
this storm is close to being severe right here. That is in southern Madison County, and it is headed towards the Marquand area. Again, this is in the cool side of our atmosphere, so I'm not expecting any tornadoes with this storm based on what's happening in the atmosphere, but this has a hail core, and there's going to be some hail, and that could also bring down some gusty winds, because the hail, if it's strong enough, could definitely do that. But you see that tight circulation? That is rotating significantly over Highway 67 right now, but it is elevated, more than likely. So we're not really concerned that a tornado could touch down here because of how cool the atmosphere is. But we'll continue to monitor that in case that changes. And again, if this storm were to encounter the warm front, then that would change the scenario of our thinking. But I am worried about hail and high winds moving into parts of southern Madison County towards the Marquand area. But our biggest concern, of course, right now is Poplar Bluff, excuse me, where we have that tornado warning out. And we'll take a look at the shear in there again. You can see there is the first circulation. There's that other circulation that we were watching, but it looks much, much weaker. What's the hail core on the Poplar Bluff storm, Cassie?
It actually just went up, so now it's at 2.27, so close to egg on here.
So according to, and that's in the far northeastern part of the county, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's zoom in. So again, while we've got you here, because we have the tornado warning, we can give people their first alert on other things as well. And that does include the large hail, because we have had, earlier today, we had some hail reports up to softball size. So again, this is where the very large hail is falling, and this is going to go right into Lake Wapapello. So I know we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Lake Wapapello yet. I would expect one here any second, because this hail core is about to cross into Wayne County, and that is some big hail right there that is moving into the Lake Wapapello area. Here's Highway T that crosses, I'm not sure the name of the highway that crosses the actual Wapapello Dam, but I'll zoom in a little more and see if it pops up. It may be Highway T. I think it is Highway T, but here's the Wapapello Dam. Highway KK south of Wapapello, that's where the hail core is right now. More than likely golf ball size hail that's going to move right over Lake Wapapello. So Lake Wapapello, get ready, because you're going to see some very large hail, gusty winds. We could see some sporadic power outages around Lake Wapapello as well due to this severe storm that's headed your way. All right, let's get back down to where the possible tornado could be. And again, we're talking about that in this little area right here in northeastern Butler County is where we're seeing that possible tornado. And here's Poplar Bluff. There's Highway 60. It's on the north side of Highway 60 right now. If we do have anything, let's see what the shear looks like. See if we have anything to be concerned with here. There's that first circulation, again, right there. Kind of follow down, see if that new circulation is still there, and it is not. It looks like something maybe trying to form in that, but it's very, very messy and very weak. So it looks like our tornado threat, at least for a few minutes from this storm that's moving through the Poplar Bluff area, has gone downhill just a bit. Yes, sir.
Robbie's texting us and saying that everything northeast is northeast of Bluff now.
Right. Okay, good. Thanks. So, yeah, it's definitely. And Lake Wapapello, Puxico in northwestern Stoddard County, the hail core is headed your way as well. If this were me, I'd be drawing a severe thunderstorm warning like this right here to cover Puxico and Lake Wapapello, because we still got a good hail marker on that?
Yeah, it's still over 2 inches.
Okay, so we got a significant hail marker right here. So we've got a severe thunderstorm over Lake Wapapello right now that's dropping very large hail. How long does the tornado warning go out till? Did you say 6:45 or 7?
Until 7.
Till 7. Okay, I would imagine it gets dropped early. I'm not 100% sure it will, but based on what we're seeing, I'm not expecting it to be hanging around much longer unless we see something spin up again. And I'm just seeing real gusty winds back there, but I want to take a look at something on here to get an idea of what the hail size could be with moving into Wapapello. Yeah, there's definitely a drop right there. Yeah, there's some big hail right over Lake Wapapello, and that's moving in towards the Puxico area. So again, no severe thunderstorm warning officially with this, but there's some very large hail over Lake Wapapello. It's moving towards Puxico. I got to say, our algorithm we used to do the hail size did very well with that Murray storm just a little while ago in Callaway County. So if it says I got 2-inch diameter hail, I got to believe it. It's got 2-inch diameter hail. And so I want you to think that, go in your fridge, pull out an egg. That's the size of the hail that is likely falling over Wapapello right now, headed towards Puxico. And that will definitely do some damage to cars and rooftops. So, and could also drag down some very strong winds because that hail is so heavy, it's going to try and drag down those gusty winds. And we can see some tree damage and some power outages. So along Wapapello towards Puxico, I would definitely get those devices charged if we could. And they didn't issue, I want to ask a question. Do you see a warning issued on GR? Because
No, I don't.
That problem we had 3 weeks ago when we were, okay. I just want to make sure we're not missing data. So
There's no new warnings in the chat either.
is anybody asking about that? I guess they're not. All right. Well, I'm going to give you your first alert, Wapapello and Puxico. There's some large hail that's headed your way right now, but the tornadic circulation looks like it's weakening pretty good. Let me check it again here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in there. I'm going to give it a couple of more scans, and if we continue to see the scans show no tornadic activity, I'm going to throw things back to regular scheduled programming because in our eyes, the circulation has weakened significantly. However, in our eyes also, there's a severe storm in eastern Wayne County, moving into northwestern Stoddard County and southern Bullinger County. This is a big, big storm that's got a big hail signature. And if we continue to track that movement, you can see that it's going to go right into Cape Girardeau and Jackson. So I just want to give everybody the first alert that we've got a lot of possibility of some big hail with that storm. And you can see we've got a tornado warning now out west of Jonesboro. So this line we're going to have to deal with later tonight. We were worried about a couple of these isolated cells ahead of the main line, and so far we've only had two that we had to be concerned with, one near Murray and this one near Poplar Bluff. But the one near Poplar Bluff, the tornadic problem looks to have ended, so I want to give it a couple more minutes before we throw things back to regular programming. Again, the warning officially goes out for another 10 minutes, but once the rotation and the storm is out of the area, we'll throw things back. But we could see right here a little bit of looks like a little bit of a hook. Again, this is an extremely big storm. Flash flood warning just came out for Wayne County. So Wayne County, a really high probability of seeing some flash flooding here throughout the next couple of hours. But this would be where the tornado would form if we have one. Let's take a look at we'll take a look at the velocity inside it. See if there's anything that hints that we have a tornado there trying to form. And this is right near the Ash Hill area. It's very, very weak, very weak. And I'm not seeing it. I am seeing the possibility of a pretty good downburst right where that hail core is. So let's see what this, and again, I can kind of get an estimate on how large the hail is there's the severe thunderstorm warning that, yeah, that is giant hail on when the ZDR drops to that. That tells us that there's what's happening in the atmosphere is the objects are tumbling. So this is a extremely large hail. What's the hail marker on that storm now near Wapapello?
On GR, it's still a little over 2. The warning was put out for a $half sized hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts.
All right. Did they tag it for a possible tornado?
Yes.
They did. Okay, they did tag it. Now, the actual tornado warning goes out until 10 o'clock, but the rotation is gone, and we've given you ample warning for Puxico and Wapapello. We've been talking about this storm for quite some time. It's moving into extreme southern Bullinger County as well. So what we're going to do right now, since we have a brief moment before this spins up and this moves in, we're going to throw things back to regular scheduled programming, but we're going to be keeping our eyes on the radar throughout the night to keep you safe.